Hello, everyone. In this lecture, I am going to explain line by line the famous sonnet 94 by William Shakespeare. But if you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Before we start, let me give you a short background so you can understand it better. Actually, in this sonnet, Shakespeare is talking about people who have the power to harm others but choose not to. He admires their self-control and compares them to nature's most beautiful creations. But he also warns that even the sweetest things can turn bad if they become corrupted. The sonnet is both a praise of restraint and a warning against moral decay. Now let's start it line by line. They that have power to hurt and will do none. In this opening line, Shakespeare is saying that there are people who have the ability or strength to cause harm to others but choose not to use it. The phrase power to hurt means the ability to damage or harm someone, either emotionally or physically. The phrase will do none means they decide not to act on that power. Simply, it means people who could hurt others but choose kindness instead. In other words, you can say that he is saying there are people who have power to hurt others, but they don't hurt they remain kind and hurtles. Are you getting the point? And then says, that do not do the thing they most do show. Here, Shakespeare is describing a certain kind of person. He says these are people who might appear as though they are going to do something. Maybe because of their position, expression, or ability, but in reality, they choose not to. The phrase, the thing they most do show, means the action they seem most capable of, or that they give the impression they might do. In simple words, it means they might look dangerous, powerful, or ready to harm, but they never actually act on it. Shakespeare is praising this kind of restraint because it's easy to show power, but it takes self-control not to use it. Who, moving others, are themselves as stone. This means that they can influence or move other people emotionally, but they themselves remain unaffected. Moving others means to inspire or stir up feelings in others, while as stone means completely unmoved, steady, and firm. Simply, it means that those people who have the ability to move others, meaning they can influence, inspire, stir emotions, or even provoke reactions in those around them, but they themselves remain unaffected. The phrase as stone means completely unmoved, calm, and unshaken, just like a rock that doesn't change no matter what happens around it. In simple words, he is describing people who can cause strong feelings in others but don't let emotions or temptations disturb their own self-control. This shows inner strength and discipline. Unmoved, cold, and to temptation slow. In this line, Shakespeare is saying that these people stay calm and steady, no matter what happens around them. The word unmoved means that their feelings or decisions are not easily changed or shaken. Cold here means they remain cool-headed and don't let emotions control them. To temptation slow means they take a long time to react to or give in to anything wrong or immoral. In other words, they resist bad influences. So, in simple terms, Shakespeare is describing people who stay strong, don't get carried away by emotions, and are very careful before giving in to anything that might lead them to do wrong. This shows that they have strong self-control and discipline. And then says, they rightly do inherit heaven's graces. Here, Shakespeare is saying that such people, those who have the power to cause harm but choose not to, and who remain calm and resist temptation, truly deserve the blessings and favors of heaven. The word rightly means justly or fairly, and inherit means to receive something as a rightful possession. Heaven's graces refers to divine blessings, virtues, or moral goodness given by God. In simple terms, Shakespeare is saying that these self-controlled and morally strong individuals have truly earned the right to be blessed by heaven because of their goodness and discipline. This line praises their moral strength as something rare and worthy of the highest rewards, and husband nature's riches from expense. In this line, the poet continues praising those disciplined and self-controlled people. The word husband here is used as a verb, meaning to carefully manage, preserve, or protect. Are you getting the point? Nature's riches refers to the natural gifts and talents a person is born with, such as beauty, intelligence, or strength. From expense means preventing waste or misuse. So in simple terms, Shakespeare is saying that these people protect and wisely manage their natural gifts instead of wasting them through bad behavior or careless living. They treat their talents and virtues like precious treasures, using them sparingly and wisely so they last and remain pure. And then says, they are the lords and owners of their faces. Here, Shakespeare is saying that such disciplined people have complete control over themselves, especially over their outward expressions and appearances. The word lords means rulers or masters, and owners means that they possess full authority. Faces here refers not just to physical appearance, but to the way they present themselves, their emotions, expressions, and dignity. In simple words, it means they are in charge of how they look and act, not letting emotions, temptations, or outside influences take control. They rule over their own image and reputation, instead of letting circumstances or desires rule them. And then says, others but stewards of their excellence. In this line, Shakespeare contrasts self-controlled people with those who lack such discipline. The word stewards means caretakers or managers, people who look after something that does not truly belong to them. Excellence here refers to beauty, talent, or virtue. So, Shakespeare is saying that others may have beauty or good qualities, but they do not truly control or own them. They only temporarily manage these gifts, like a caretaker managing someone else's property. In simple terms, it means that without self-control, a person's good qualities are not really theirs. They are just borrowing them for a while, and those gifts could be lost or ruined. And then says, the summer's flower is to the summer sweet. This means a beautiful flower in summer adds to the beauty of summer itself. In other words, it means that a summer flower makes the summer even more pleasant and beautiful. The phrase summer's flower refers to a flower that blooms during the summer season, and is to the summer sweet means it adds sweetness, charm, and delight to the summer. Just as a flower enhances the beauty of a garden, it also enriches the feeling and atmosphere of summer itself. In simple terms, he's comparing a person's virtue or beauty to a summer flower, suggesting that their presence makes everything around them better, just like flowers make summer more enjoyable, though to itself it only live and die. In this line, Shakespeare is saying that although the summer flower adds beauty and sweetness to the season, it lives and dies only for itself. The phrase to itself means that its life is self-contained. It blooms, lives its short life, and then fades away without changing its own nature. Live and die simply means it completes its life cycle. In simple words, the flower's beauty benefits others, like the summer, but for the flower itself, life is just about existing for a short time and then withering away. This reflects how beauty or virtue can be admired by others, but may not change the life of the one who possesses it. And then says, but if that flower with base infection meet. In this line, Shakespeare warns that if a beautiful flower comes into contact with a base infection, which means something low, corrupt or diseased, it will be spoiled. The word base here means morally low or of poor quality, and infection means disease, rot, or corruption. In simple words, he is saying that if something pure and beautiful becomes tainted by something dirty or corrupt, its beauty will be ruined. The basest weed outbraves his dignity. It means that if a once beautiful flower becomes corrupted, then even the basest weed, meaning the most worthless and ugly plant, can seem better than it. The phrase outbraves his dignity means to surpass or outshine its honor. In simple terms, he is pointing out that when beauty is spoiled by moral corruption, then even something naturally low and unattractive can appear more honorable by comparison. This is a warning that moral decay makes beauty worse than ugliness. And then says, for sweetest things turn sourest by their deeds. This is a moral lesson. The best things can become the worst if they do bad actions. Sourest means most unpleasant. Simply, even the sweetest person or thing can become bad because of bad behavior. It means that even the sweetest and most beautiful things can become unpleasant and hateful because of their actions. The phrase sweetest things refers to people or qualities that are pure, good, and admirable, while turn sourest means to change into something bad or unpleasant. By their deeds means because of the things they do. In simple words, he is saying that no matter how good or beautiful someone or something may seem, bad behavior can completely ruin that goodness and make it worse than something that was never beautiful at all. Lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds. In this final line, Shakespeare is saying that a lily, as you know, that is a very beautiful and pure flower, gives off a much worse smell than common weeds when it begins to rot or decay. The word fester means to rot, decay, or become infected. In simple words, he means that when something pure and beautiful becomes corrupted, it is far more offensive and unpleasant than something that was never beautiful to begin with. This is a metaphor for people. When a person with goodness, beauty, or high moral character falls into wrongdoing, it is more shocking and disappointing than if an already bad person behaves badly. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.